Well, welcome to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising. We've got a subscriber strategy sent in by Mike. It's called BES. All right, Mike sent the strategy in. It's a $44 average. So we're going to buy in with $300. Remember, cash on the table, your CPass card, and they scan it, give it back to you. That's how you get your points on the cruise. So we're going to get $300 in colored chips. Now, these are going to be $2 chips. So each is worth $2. All right, so to set this bet up, it has what it's got is we're going to put $2, which is one chip. We're going to put this on 6 streets. All right, and we're going to start here on 34, and then 28th Street, 22nd Street, 16th Street, 10th Street, and 4th Street right there. And then we're going to put 11 chips, which is $22 on the even. All right, so there is 11 chips right there on the even. And then we're going to put 5 chips down here on 19 to 36. So a total bet of $44. All right, our goal is to hit, obviously, a high number plus a street plus an even. So 28 would be a jackpot hit, 22, 24, 30, 36, and 34 would be our jackpot hits essentially with this strategy here. All right, so all right, so we're going to try to go 20 spins with it. If I could push it out to 30, I will, but it's going to take a little time just for the payout. So let's shoot for 20 spins with this one. So here's spin number 1. Obviously, we want an even to hit. Now, he says you can swap your high and your low. If you wanted to flip from one side to the other, you could do that. The reason he sets it up this way is because his evens, there's 2 evens on each of these streets that he has a chip on. All right, so let's see what happens here. All right, so 10. All right, so we went on the even. We win on this street, but we lose this 19 to 36. All right, so that's going to pay 11 to 1. So there's 11 right there, plus 11 right here. Now we're just going to reset. We're going to put all of our one chip on all of our streets here. Now we're going to put 5 chips back right there. And then there's our profit right there is 12 chips. So we're going to take that 12 chips. We're going to just bring it back here to our rack. All right, here we go. Spin 2. All right, 21. Okay, so with this hit, we've lost all of our streets. We lost the even. All right, but we won here on the high. So we just lost 12 chips right there. So we're going to reset exactly the same way. All right, 1 chip each, 11 chips, 5 chips. Now, according to what Mike says, if we have a loss, if we have a complete loss, for example, if we hit a 13, 7, 9, 15, 1, or 3, it's a complete loss on everything, we'll double our bet. All right, 27. Okay, so we're pretty sure that's a 12 chip loss because we just lost all that. There we go. We won on the 19 to 36, and there is a 12 chip loss again. All right. So 5 chips. All right, we're back to base again. Okay, 12. All right, so we lost the big. We lost these streets. All right, we won on the even. So we're going to pay the even right here. And then this is 11 to 1. All right, there's 11 there. Now we're just resetting back to base. And that should be 11 chips right there. Yep. All right. Just stack it all back up here. All right, 13. So there's the complete bust that I was talking about. So we lost the big, we lost all these streets, and we lost the even. All right, so that's 22 chips gone. So that's $44 we just lost there. All right, so he said you could go 2 losses and then double up. But let's just go ahead and double it up now. I just want to go ahead and show you guys if it can recover, since we're here for a short number of spins. All right, so we're going to make these 2 chips each on the streets. We're going to make this 10 chips on the big, and then we're have to have this at 22 chips. Okay. All right, so now we're set up. So we went from a $44 bet, now it's an $88 bet. And we hit 13 again. So we lost all that. I don't think I would press it up any further. I'm just going to rebet the exact same that we just had out there. There's 2 chips on each of the streets. 10 chips on the big. And we're going to go 22 chips on the even here. All right, we hit 7. Another complete bust. All right, let's see if we can do it again. So we got to go 22 chips here. 2 chips on all of our streets. And another 10 chips on the big. And we hit 3. Another complete bust. All right, so with that, we only went 8 spins with that strategy. So I'm going to reset it, and we're going to see if we can, make any progress with it. Sometimes you just get on a bad run of numbers, and with any strategy, a bad run of numbers kills it. All right, so let me reset. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm reset now. Let's start it over. Spin number 1 on the second session here. Let's see if we can get something going with it. I think I had actually $50 extra in chips. Not $50, but $20 extra in chips a second ago. So I've corrected that. So now I'm at $300 for my starting bankroll on this second session here. All right, so we hit 36. Okay, so that's exactly what you want to have happen. All right, so we lost all these streets right here, okay? And your win, you won here on the big. You've won here on the even. And you won here on the street. So that's 11 to 1 right here. That's a 1 to 1 right there. And a 1 to 1 here. So we're going to bring all these chips back. We're going to reset back to the exact same base strategy, and this is 22 chips of a profit right here. So we're just going to bring that back to our rack, kind of off to a good start here. for spin number 1 and spin number 2. All right, 32. Okay, so we lost all these streets, okay, but we won here on the big, and we won here on the even. All right, now let's reset. And we're going to bring all this back to our rack. All right, so that's a $10, 10 chip profit right there. All right, here we go. All right, 16. All right, we lost these streets here. We lost the big, but this is going to pay 11 to 1. All right, there's 11. And another 11 right there for that. Now, let's see. What are we missing here? We got it just a little bit to go. I want to go for $100 profit. We want to make that our walk-away goal is a $100 profit. So now we're reset back to the original starting bet of the BES strategy that Mike sent over. And if you haven't, put it together yet, BES, it is big, even streets. I guess that's what he means. We'll go with that. Makes sense, doesn't it? All right, 18. Okay, so we lost the big. We lost all these streets here. All right, so there's 11 chips right there. And this should put us over our goal of a $100 walkaway. So let's bring it all back to our rack here and see what we wind up with. Okay, so that's our walkaway. It was a $100 profit. So we're at $112 profit using Mike's BES strategy. It's got potential there. Not a large amount of potential, but it's got a lot of coverage. So you could kind of play this in a way that, hey, if you think it's going to go even, you play those streets that are even. Like I pointed out, 2 evens are on the streets that we were betting. But if you feel it's going to go odd, you could switch it over and you play the other streets here. So you'd have 19, 21, 25, 27, 31, 33. You kind of get the idea. You could switch it to odd. And then you could also go, okay, if it hits down here, I think it's going to go high, so come down here. Or if it hits down here a few times, maybe switch it over to the low. There's kind of a different, ideas on how to play the strategy. So that's kind of some things that you could probably change about it if you wanted to kind of work the, how the wheel is spinning, and see if you can, kind of make a little more profit off of it. Another thing, he pointed out that if you have a couple losses, double it up, okay? I'm not a fan of chasing the loss. I would almost rather have the situation to where, if you hit the 28, you actually make a 22 chip profit, which is exactly how much you need to double everything up. I would probably take it and press it up. That might be the idea to go with it, and then get that big hit and then drop it back down to base and try it again. Almost try to go through some cycles with it. You could probably buy in for $200 with this, and you would probably 3, maybe 4 tries at it to see if you can make it work. All right, because it's just a 22 chip. You could do that with $2 chips and have enough for at least 4. I know 4 bets doing it that way, and hoping you can kind of double up a couple of times. And if you could make that happen, I think it'd be a profitable strategy. All right, so comp value for this strategy. I'm not sure about the comp value of it. I was able to play this out earlier, doing the playing like Mike said, double it up, okay, and I went 50 spins with it. Okay, so it has potential to develop some comp value to it, but we also had a session there that we only went 8 spins with it. So you just never know what's going to happen with a strategy like this. There's a lot of open holes on the strategy, but if the wheel's spinning a bunch of even numbers, maybe this is the direction to go if that's kind of what you think the wheel's going to do, you know, going forward. So comp value for this one, I really wouldn't play it thinking I was going to get comp out of it. You would probably going to give it, let's just say we're going to give it a 3. There is potential there, but there's also potential that could go south on you, as with any strategy. But this one has just a lot of holes in it, and I'm afraid if you get too many losses in a row, your bankroll's gone, and maybe you won't be able to last at the table as long as you would hope to last. Okay, all right. So profitability with this one. Profitability with this one, we made profit on the second session, but the first session killed us. Okay, and the 50 spins that I took before I started the video, or I recorded this video, I didn't really make profit with it. I just stayed afloat for a while. So I probably wouldn't play this strategy expecting to make profit. So as far as profitability goes, I'm going to give it let's just give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 because there is a chance for some profit if you can get on some good wins, get on some good even numbers. And it's according to if you want to go high, low, whatever you want to do with it, or go odd or even. You may have to do some switching around. So you can make it to where it's profitable if you can catch the wheel at the right time. Okay, so that's a 3 on profitability. Ease of setup for this one, as far as that goes, it's not extremely difficult. I mean, once you set it out a couple times, just knowing 1 chip on all the streets, 5 chips, on your high, and 11 chips on the even. Once you do it a couple of times, I think it'd be pretty easy. So ease of setup for this one, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4. It's pretty easy to set up once you've seen it once or twice, and then you don't change anything. You just let it ride. Just flat bet it the entire time. That's probably what I would do. I would probably flat bet it every single time, and after a win, after you get the big even street win, go ahead and bump it up, press it up, and hopefully you can get another good hit off of that. At least if you could get two of your bets to hit. If you could get your big or street hit, or they're even in a street hit, I think that's kind of your best potential for chips. The even with street would pay you better than the street with the 19 to 36. So you make a few more chips hitting the even instead of the high or the big. So there it is. So that's the BES strategy that Mike sent over to me. If you have a strategy you want me to run through, just send it to me at roulettecruising@gmail.com. I like a $200 to $400 bankroll, and we try to go 20 spins with it, see what it does. We check it on comp value, profitability, and ease of setup. So there it is. If you're not subscribed to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruising, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you don't mind, hit that like button for me because it sure helps the views. So until next time, happy cruising. We'll see y'all. Bye.